All right, cool. How are we? 5 o'clock. A few of you guys on. You all want to type in the box if you can hear me loud and clear. Yeah, if you don't know, it's the little chat box down the bottom. Now I've lost the screen. That's awesome. All good, all good. Don't be afraid. Type in the box. More interaction in this, the higher the energy. How are you, Jaden? Nice one, bro. All right, we're going to rock and roll with this. Steve Mack here. Awesome to have you on. Like I say, you've all typed in the box. That's great. You can all hear me loud and clear. I've got a bit of an echo in here. I've had to change my venue a little bit. We're here at Villa Theo, where Regan Hillier is having her Be Your Brand. We've been involved today, which is awesome. So we're doing this rocking and rolling. Now, like I say, type down in the box, I want high energy. I want you to get involved in this. If you want to get the most out of all the free training I'm giving in this, you really got to get involved. How are you, Tan? Nice one. Yeah, you really got to get involved. There's no use just sitting there and being half asleep and you're not going to take anything in. High energy output, high information to give myself balance. Now, like I say, my story, I can go back many, many years, but I'm going to go back to, I'm going to go back my teenage years. I was around a crowd where I felt like I had to impress people all the time. I was very loud, very outspoken, and it wasn't because that's how I was. It was because I was actually scared of what people thought about me. And my way to stand up, I was a really small guy, and I was like, my way to stand up was to be loud and be the one who got noticed. But realistically, I was like very nervous and very, what would you say, withdrawn when I got away from that. It didn't serve me. And what I found, when I was like later teenage years, like I was a very angry person, and I thought I was born like that. And I just continued from that. Nice one, nice one. I'll get to the comments very soon. I'm just going to go, like I say, a bit into my story. I feel it's important for you guys to know where I've come from and where I've been and the challenges I've faced and been able to get through. Like I say, my teenage years, I come to that, and then I hit the would you say the pub scene. That was my way of feeling comfortable about going out, was being around the footy club and all that sort of thing, drinking and all that, and I felt comfortable with that, which is cool. We've all got to party, we've all got to socialise, and I had some awesome times. But it interlinked with my anger and everything, and the way I felt and how I was scared of what people thought, let's say. Moving into my 20s, I really did hit it hard, let's say. Like I always held my own in my job. I was always confident in my job, but that was where I was sort of away from the social scene, away from my friends, where I was just like creating this facade for myself and wearing this mask, where I just continually drinking every weekend, continually partying, and always going back to that time where I started drinking to make myself comfortable. Now, this went on for years and years, so as you can imagine, the build-up I had in my world, I was always continually searching for that comfort, to say, to socialise, to be able to fit in, let's say. I was always, like I'll continually say, I was always worried about what people thought of me. I never showed it, and like I say, a lot of you guys that have known me across the years will say I was very loud, very outspoken, but that, like I say, that was a bit of a cover, it really was. But like I say, once I got heavily into the drugs and the party scene and all that, I really did lose myself and lose my way. Like, I was really existing. I was continually going from weekend to weekend. My job was just filling in time. I continually was hiding away from the world when I had dramas and never really dealt with it. I had no direction. I had no purpose in life, let's say. But I kept doing this, and every time I got into trouble or I was like at my lowest, then I'd start to fire up. I'd start to say, all right, I've got to fix myself. I've got to do something about this. I've got to work forward. Now, that continued for so many years. It did. I'd have patches where I worked away and sort of got myself going, but I still had no direction. I just continually drifted back into it because I had no purpose and no real goals. I just went around in circles, like I say, existing. And every time I get in trouble, like with my anger, which I was telling myself, my self-talk was terrible. I was like, you're just angry, you're just born this way. That's how I spoke to myself all the time. Every time I got into trouble or I went to court or I was in the lockup for police, I kept telling myself, well, this is how you are. And to have that go on all the time and then have this social mask going on where I was keeping myself up saying, no, I'm fine with what I'm doing, I'm okay, I'm this strong person, I'm this supervisor in my role at work. I continued that for so long, and with doing that, there was no fulfillment in anything I'd done. I wasn't happy. I might have come out in patches and showed I was happy, or like I was at a party or something. But having to rely on that and then always being motivated in pain to do something about it, that's what I look back on now. And instead of learning my lessons early on, I always reverted back to that because I never knew a better way. I never really reached out because I was so stubborn, and I thought, no, I'll just continue to do this. I will work my way through it. Move forward, like I didn't take up an offer. I really wanted to get away. I knew I had to change my environment. I didn't know how powerful it'd be at the start, but in my early 30s, I went to work in the mines in WA, and that was a massive turning point for me. It wasn't a one thing that changed the way I was, but I got away from that environment. I still liked the party and all that, but being in that environment over there, away from all my friends, family, the clubs, everything, it was a slow and gradual process, but I started to find myself. That led me into fitness, which I'm absolutely super passionate about now. I just talk about my story. I feel I'm frozen. As long as I've got a smile on my face when I'm frozen, 10. That's cool. But yeah, like I say, when I got into the environment over there, in the mining environment, it wasn't a good environment as such, but it was away from what I was used to, what I grew up with. But over there, I started over there and I dropped out of a supervisor role. I was just sitting on a machine, and that was like eating at me because I always held this. I was always listening to my ego when I had a job of significance. I needed that role. I'm a supervisor. I'm a foreman. And that was me. And sometimes it was a good driving force to push to be better. But I had an ego around it and a lot of anger. It was my way or the highway. And with that, working away from the other environment, interlinked, I started to get confident in myself, but I also let the ego take over, and I was always the angry one. This is it. This is how it is. This is how it goes. Nothing else. It's a good, a good attribute to have if you have everyone else in mind, but I was really just driving forward. I was like, I want to get away from this life. This is what it is. I didn't care about anyone's feelings. Away from that, also when I went away, what happened was, yes, I broke away from the drinking, the drugs, and all that, but then I used to throw myself into my work ridiculously. I used to work away for 3 months at a time or more with no days off, long days, especially when I was back into supervising and that. I really wanted to do a great job, but I locked myself away from the outside world. I didn't want to go home. I didn't want to go see anyone. I didn't want to socialise. And I did that for about 6 years. And a lot of people didn't see that. I was always confident out there, but I couldn't talk to anyone I didn't know. Even talking in the mornings at pre-starts for all you guys that are in the mining game, I'd have to build myself up to do that. A lot of guys didn't see it, and they wondered why I'd like crack the shit sometimes. It's because I was freaking out. But that whole build-up and locking myself in my room every night, it left me lost. And I'll fast forward to a point last year where I was in between projects, and I couldn't even enjoy myself. Like, I was in Cairns, I'd moved Cairns, so I changed my environment several times. I realised that was huge, but I moved to Cairns and I think it was 11 or 12 week break in between work, and I'm really passionate about going in the outdoors and connecting with nature and going fishing and all them things. I was doing these things and I just was not enjoying myself, and I'm like, well, what's going on here? I couldn't work out what was wrong with me. I'm like, there is something wrong. Now, I'm not going to say I was depressed. I don't believe in depression, but I'm not going to go into that. But I was lost. Like, really, I get up some mornings and I'm like, what am I doing today? I was existing. I had this time off. I had money in the bank. I had this job where I was really good at and earning good money, but I just couldn't work out what was happening. And so many things happened at the same time. Some amazing people come into my life. And I just wanted to do what they were doing. They were like very positive, very uplifting. And it wasn't what I was used to, especially in the mining game. And because also I had very low self-worth, and they were seeing really good things in me. And to be able to take that on board then was very difficult. I always use this story where I started to change what I was doing, where I was going. Like I say, I was on a break in between projects in the West. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to take on this new line of work with network marketing. And for me, I freak out if I've seen someone in public I didn't know. If they looked at me, I'd put my head down and run for cover. And I always bring up the story of my first event with Lee, who's in the background over there, where I went up to meet him and I like had my head down. I was like shitting myself. And from that point, I knew that there was something I had to do about it. There was something that was like inside of me, and I knew I had to get it out. But to take the steps I needed to do it, I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to ask. I was scared to ask anyone, and that's like the honest truth. I might talk a lot now, and I might be very approachable now, or I might talk to anyone, but this is only a short time ago, like 7 or so months, and I just really had no confidence in myself. But by taking that first step, that first step out of my comfort zone, which is a huge thing. There was so many points just that weekend alone where I'm like, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and keep stepping out of that comfort zone. Hello, live. Got to keep going with the live here. This is all new to me, so keep rocking. They're going to look at the side of my head all the way through, but that's cool. Where was I? Yeah, like I say, I really continue to step outside that comfort zone, and by realising in myself that personal development was something I had to do, something I knew nothing about. I didn't even know what a life purpose was or anything, and I started realising that all these things is what I was looking for. This is what I needed. I needed these steps. I needed something to give me direction, to give me something to get me excited about getting out of bed in the morning. So this happened at the same time, and I couldn't just leave my job in the West. Things were starting to die down and everything, but there was definitely still work there to do, and I had to earn money. So I went back over there, and things were quieting down, but I still had plenty of work. But with this new mindset, this new path I'd taken, when I'd started with Team Beast Mode International, I started throwing myself into that, and my whole work in the West, my mind was elsewhere. I was getting up at 2:30 in the morning. I was going for my success priming in the morning, which I'll talk about briefly after. I was going for my walks. I was going to the gym like at 3:30 in the morning. I just had all this energy. I'm like, wow, there's something in this. There's something I can do here. I was getting excited. I went through the first 6 weeks on that project over there. Some nights I was having 2 hours sleep at night. But it's something you can take on board. When you're excited about something, you will get this energy from nowhere. You will find something like all this I need 8 hours sleep and all that. It's because you're not excited about what you're doing the next day. It's because you are maybe existing. So there's a little tip for you, is just going forward. That's what I found in myself. It wasn't because I was like having caffeine or anything like that. No, it was because I was so excited and pumped about something. Just something was lit inside of me, and I continued on that, and then the project come to an end. And I was like at a point where, all right, I've got this new path. I'm talking to people now. I'm getting confidence. I'm doing all this new stuff. I'm getting out of my comfort zone all the time, and I'm like, all right. I still wasn't comfortable. It's like a continual thing. It was a continual build-up. So one thing I did, and it was a massive lesson for me, I went back to Melbourne, to a place that was comfortable for me. Instead of taking on another role in the mines where I had the offers there, like I was earning close to, just say, $7.5 grand a fortnight, which to a lot of you guys back here was massive money. But it was a big thing for me being over there earning great money, but there was nothing out of it. You can buy stuff, you can have that, and I had no fulfillment in that. I had no joy out of it. Like I said earlier, I couldn't even go home and enjoy myself. I didn't want to socialise. I didn't want to go out with people. I had like 2 boats, 2 cars. I've got a house, an apartment, all these things, and I just wasn't happy. But what I did, I went to Melbourne because I knew I had to get an income still going. I went to my old work with this new mindset, this new motivation, thinking I could throw myself into that environment. I'd be fine. I'd just do my thing, keep it ticking over. Exit strategy, yes, no worries. And I went there for a couple of months, and what I found by going back to that environment with this new mindset, it actually really drained me, and all this excitement and everything I had, I still had it, but then I started to question myself and like, why am I down here? What is this that I've thrown myself back into? Why did I do all these steps and get, like I say, get out of that comfort zone? I'll repeat that all the time because it's so important to go back down there. And I just made a huge call. I'm like, bugger this, I'm going to take a sideways step and really throw myself into working on myself, the personal development. Step forward to the retreat in February, and oh wow, my whole anger thing come to the fore there. Like, I was still angry. I might have had this new excitement, this new energy towards life, but I had this anger still, and I couldn't find the root of this anger. It always affected me. It always came up when I was nervous. Funny, people get nervous and they might duck their head, but me, anger would come up and I'd get angry with myself, and this is where the self-talk came in, and switching that around helped a lot. But going to the retreat and really getting to the root of the cause was massive for me. It was massive, and to have that self-realization, where it came from, it wasn't a huge thing. It was something like when I was young, and it was just a build-up of everything over the years. To have that realization in myself that I just had to turn that event around, it's changed so much for me. And the continual story from there, like my last 3 months or whatever it is, feels like a couple of days, but in terms of the way I think now, the way I communicate, the way I am around people, what I've been able to achieve in that amount of time, just by releasing that anger and realizing certain things along the way, it blows my mind. And I go back to how I wake up in the mornings now, and how I was excited at the start when I had this new path. Now, no matter how many late nights I have, I just get up in the morning and I know where I'm going. I've got this direction. I've got this excitement about life. I've been able to create balance moving forward to where I want to go. See, I'll get on a tangent here. Keep me accountable here, guys. I'd love you to keep me accountable. And like I said earlier, on the edge of your seat, because I'm not going to calm down. This is me calm. So if I get too excited, pull me up. If I get too quiet, yeah, well, there's something wrong. I'm not going to get too quiet. So yeah, just keep me accountable, guys. And any questions, I'll give you a chance at the end. So like I say, I'm at where I am now with this direction, with these goals that keep evolving, which I've found too, with this balance in life, which keeps changing to balance up these things. You've got to balance up these things going forward. But to take these certain steps and put these strategies into place every day has been the real catalyst to moving forward. So I'll just go back. Like, these turning points I had was, one, moving away, changing my environment several times, reaching out to people who have been through what I've been through. Like, I mention Lee all the time because his vision just caught my attention. His background was so similar to mine, like being in really dark times and not knowing how to deal with it. So for me at the time, that was perfect. That was a massive turning point for me. Changing my careers, taking a sideways step, not wanting that significance in a high-paying job, not putting a high value on money. Hello, live feed. These were all turning points along the way. And like I say, getting to where I am now, the retreat was massive. I'm sure a lot of you have seen a lot of the live coverage we've had from the retreat, and it was something so different for me, and an awakening. Like, the spiritual side of it too, when I talk about my anger, that was a huge turning point. I say it all the time, your inner world, or your outer world, is a reflection of your inner world. If you had said that phrase to me 5 years ago, I would have laughed and walked away. But it's so true. That just sums up everything about my life right now. Because my inner world, I'm at peace in my inner world. My outer world is just unbelievable. And I talk about creating balance. The balance comes from that. And like I say, that's so many turning points there you can take whatever you want from. Now, in terms of the tools and strategies, I can ramble a bit here, and I do apologise if I keep going on. But like I say, my story, I'm so passionate about sharing it because I just want to show you that there are these better ways that that you can deal with situations on a day-to-day basis, or you can bring balance into your life or give yourself direction. And being passionate about this is something, it's my purpose is to be able to deliver these tools and strategies, to be able to show you there's so many better ways. And that's what gets me up in the morning. It brings me to this webinar now. Like, this is a first for me, and I'm just rolling this shit off my tongue, because when you're passionate about something, when you believe in something, when you believe in yourself, you just speak from the heart. And that's what I want to share with people, is to be able to get them to tap into that, like I did, and to be able to use whatever I can teach, be it here, down the track, privately, one-on-one, whatever it takes to be able to get that message across. Because so many of us are stuck in this world where something happens, we either take on board what people around us want us to do, or we don't know what to do. We don't know what these steps are, or we're not open to them because they might seem different. What I'm going to teach today is what I believe very simple, but is something that has seriously changed my life. I talk about turning points, but with turning points, you've got to be able to put things in place. You've got to be able to change your habits. You've got to be able to break away from that conditioning you have growing up and how you dealt with everything to get to where you are now. Well, then, lessons I learned across life. We've all had challenges, and they're not failures. They're lessons. You just got to take everything as a lesson. And I've had so many challenges in my life that I've got through, not the right way, but I've got through them. To have these tools right now, and to be able to see within myself how much they have changed my life. It's to share them. I should keep them a secret, actually, because they are so powerful. But the first thing I want to share with you is what's called success priming. It's how you start your day. It's how you get up in the morning. Now, I'm going to give a rundown on what I do. Mine can go anywhere from 5 minutes, because I'm so deeply connected with my goals, to an hour and a half or 2 hours. Keep me accountable through this, guys, too. Like I say, just get involved. Write whatever down there. I'm going to keep pulling up for that. Like I say, I always go on a tangent. Yeah, awesome. Holy crap, I'm blown away by how many people are on here too. This is amazing. Like I say, I talk about getting excited about stuff. This is what it's about for me. So thank you so much for getting on here. It's awesome. But back to it. Success priming in the morning. Now, it's about connecting with your goals on a deeper level and searching for that feeling and connecting to that. But it's also about getting pumped up. Everyone loves getting pumped up in the morning. You can simplify this so much. Live feed. But getting pumped up in the morning, that's one way. People call this a power hour. Like I say, you can simply just get pumped up for your day. But when I talk about direction, you've got to have direction. You've got to have these goals. But it's not the actual goal. It's a feeling you're searching for when you want that goal, when you're looking for that goal. So me in the morning, let it flow. I am letting it flow, bro. I just like to know that you're still hearing me. Connecting with them goals on a deeper level. Now, I'll go for a walk. Because my life has balance now, and I know my goals, I know they're evolving, but I'm so connected on a deep level with them that I can go for a walk in the morning and I can just get in that zone. And I can see where I'm at right there. I don't say I'm going to get there. I'm already there. I've already achieved these goals. And it doesn't matter if it's wealth or health, my life purpose, which I've found through using these tools and strategies. Any of these things, I know what it is straight away, and I really focus on that. Be it walking. Walking's awesome. I like walking, especially while I'm here in Bali down the beach. It really is awesome in the morning here, because the power of the waves, especially like this morning, it was amazing. But with the walk and just having, like I say, connecting with the goal, saying I am this, I am there, I have this amount of money, I have this amazing house or this amazing family, I am contributing so much back to my family, my society, or whatever it is you want to be at that point in time where your end goal is. And I do that in the morning, and like simple ones I use, and this is an affirmation I use: I am happy. I am the happiest. I am successful. I am grateful, and you can always be grateful for something, whether you want to connect with what you're grateful for in that walk. Or, like I say, you can put anything in there you want, where you are at your life now, and just say it over and over while you're walking, and just believe it. And that's what I do in the morning. And then I rock onto some music. And I don't just put music on that's like It doesn't get me excited. And I believe, like with the walking, with the music, you're thinking of your goals, you're getting excited about your goals or how you've already achieved your goals. With my music, people who know me, especially you guys who are just gone through the retreat, it's high energy. I love my high energy. When you wonder why I'm high energy all the time and excited, my little bit of music I have in the morning is a massive part of it. Now, my energy, high energy, but I'm still focusing on what I've achieved in like my future goals. I'm still connected with that. You link it in with emotion, with you're happy, you got a smile on your face and walk. You picture that every morning, going for that walk. How does that set up your day? You like get super pumped. I jump around sometimes. I'm just get that pumped about it. And I touched on before, there's times where I have massive days, and like recently on the retreat, I mean, like no sleep. How do I do success priming? 5 minutes to do success priming. Amped, absolutely. 5 minutes. If you're really in touch with your goals and you really can picture it, you can go bang, like that. And that's the whole thing with the linking it to how excited you are about them. And that's with me. Like I say, there was a night the other night, 5 minutes, bang, I was in the zone. Away we go. But you've got to know what these goals are. You can't just wander around the day, start your day sleeping in. You can't like have a few beers at night and like sit your ass on the couch and like, fuck my job. I'm going to swear, I don't care, I swear. But like your life, you're just existing. You get up in the morning, you're cranky. You got to go back. You got to say, oh, I've got this boss who just give me the shits. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in this job. I'm bullying with my partner all the time. These things aren't working. And you get up in the morning doing that. Exactly. I've got to say that one. What you focus on, you become. What you focus on, you find. So if you're continually focusing all this negative shit that's going on in your life, you're going to always get it. And with the success priming, how you start your day, if you really want to switch that around, that's what you got to get into in the morning. And you've got to have that. And if you don't know where you're going or what you're doing, this is why these tools and strategies are so important. They really are. But going forward from that success priming, you can make of it what you will, but how you start your day, that's just ridiculously important. Now, through my day, if you connect with your goals on a deep level straight up, on a deep emotional level straight up, your day you're going to fly because you've already planned out your day. Now, going forward to the end of your day, you've got to finish your day too. You've got to like evaluate what you've done in the day. Like I say, if you get home every night from that job you don't like, or you're unhealthy and you're like struggling to get through the day, you're always tired and you don't want to talk to anyone, and you just go to bed like that, well, how are you going to wake up? You look at your day and you just hate your day. Well, don't you want to improve on that? You've got to look at your day really and say, all right, how can I improve? What can I do that can be better? You go through it, and it's just being honest with yourself. Like I say, if you want to exist, that's fine. You don't look at that. You just go and sit on the couch. I tell you what, that's not me, and that's what I'm passionate about, is like sharing these powerful tools with you guys, because something simple like this could really change your life like it has mine. But like I say, finish your day. Reassess, like, I could have done this better. I could have done that better. You got to look at it and say, all right, don't blame other people. Like that shits me when I hear that stuff. Like people making excuses. This person made me do this, or this person. Yes, your environment can have a massive impact on how you go about your day, but in turn, it's your decision to be there. So them excuses at the end of the day, you've got to be honest with yourself. Now, I know you guys that are on here, you just want to make a change. So I believe you should be honest with yourselves when questioning how you're going each day. And that's the thing too, amen to that, absolutely. It's so powerful to do that and be honest with yourself on a day-to-day basis. It might sound simple, but how many of you guys really do it out there? I know for a long time I didn't. I blamed so many different exterior factors. Yes, I had some negative environments. Yes, I had some people around me that did affect me like to no end. And they do, and they will do that. Energy vampires, they will do that. And that's because they've got shit going on themselves. But it's how you look after yourself and how you are true to yourself is what makes all the difference. See, now, starting your day is important, but like I said before, if you're ending your day and you're cranky in that, then you want to start your day awesome. So finish your day awesome, start your day awesome. Doesn't that shit sound good? You go to bed, all you guys that can't sleep out there, it was a massive thing for me. I never had great sleep. I was always broken sleep. I always had this shit on my mind because I never had an empty head every day. I never wanted to move forward. I was always blaming everything. Yes, I had a plan in my head to be better the next day or what I wanted to do, but there was no solutions to the problems I was finding the day before. So what happens? The problems keep coming up all the time. Like one of the comments was before, what you focus on, you find. So if you're focusing on the problems all the time, that's what's going to keep up. I'm just going to stop for a sec, guys. Any comments there? I'm going to have a drink. How are we going there anyway? Cheers, man. Cheers, man. No, I find all you guys inspirational. That's why I do this. All the messages I get from you guys are just amazing. It's something I never dreamed of. So if you're sitting there now and you're like, well, how can I get this direction, or how can I find purpose? Have a think how you can inspire others. Just have a think about that. That's what I do this for. It's freaking amazing. Excuse me for having a drink. I haven't talked this much in a row for ages. How are we finding this? Type yes in the box. You're loving the content I'm giving here? You're loving all this? Just bang a yes in there. I want to see this. I want to say high energy. Get involved. Better say hi to the live screen as well. Watching the side of my head and your ear all the time. Ha ha ha. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love it, love it, love it. This is awesome. I'm gonna do this stuff more often. How do you go? You reckon you can use some of this stuff in your day-to-day life? For sure. Awesome, awesome. No worries. See, I'm just going to go through a little bit more. I'm not going to give too much away, but there's other things you can find to get balance in your life. I've spoken about goals. Goals are such a boring word, but so many of us in this life, we get to a certain area. Yes, we might be healthy. Yes, we might have a job that we enjoy, but you'll find that maybe your family life's not right, or there's something missing that's affecting these other areas which you're doing okay at, and you're not sure what it is. And there's so many ways you can work through this. What I've been able to do to create balance is really like being honest with myself and looking at every area in life and seeing where I can work on. Some of us don't know where to look, and that's where I reached out to a coach. I had no idea. I didn't know what life purpose was. I had no idea how to get this direction. I'm like, how do I fix this? How? And that's what I thought. I had to fix me, and it wasn't that. I just didn't know what steps to take to move forward, to have that direction, to find that life purpose. To, like someone said before, to be inspiring. I never dreamed I could be inspiring, and that's so many of us out there. So many of you guys there. You're like sitting there and you're thinking, yeah, I'm doing okay at this. I'm okay at that. I don't really have a purpose, and you don't really connect with all that stuff. You're like, well, what do I do? Where do I go? Like I say, I reached out. I'm going to say I grew some balls. I got out of my comfort zone, and I reached out. I'm like, all right, I know there's something I've got to work out here. There's certain areas of my life that aren't right, that aren't bringing that fulfillment to my life. There was so many pieces missing, and I'm like, where do I look? What do I do? And by doing that, by taking certain steps, I've given you a daily routine, but by taking certain steps to identify where I was lacking and really working on them, what happened was, in turn, was all my other areas of life. That's where the balance came in. Like, by working on my inner world, I'd never done that before. Like, go back 7 months, if someone had said to me I was going to go to a waterfall and release negative emotion, I would have looked at them like, you what? Or if I was going to meditate to not clear my mind, just to be at peace with myself, I would have walked away. It's certain things like that to bring balance in my life that I did that helped every other area. See, so I can keep giving you all this value. I really can. There's so much gold in here. How long have we been rocking here for? 35 minutes. I can keep going with this. Is there anything? I'm gonna open up to a couple of questions here for a sec. I know he's on the edge of your seat there, and the energy has actually been awesome there, guys. It's really has been awesome. Like I say, I'm gonna be doing a lot more of these. How are we going there? We're on a bit of a freeze there, guys. Can you just keep me accountable there? What kind of music pumps me up? That's a great question. I'd share it with you, but you'll all get scared. I like hard style dance music. Yeah, there you go. That's it, Jeff. I do like that, but it's whatever it is for you guys. I'm gonna give you a little tip too here, a little bit of gold. I'm giving away so much gold here. With stuff like music and songs and all that sort of stuff, you can get anchored to that. Like, I'm anchored to this dance music. Yes, I was in the drug party scene and that, but I never used to like this music. Funny, go figure. But a lot of us can be connected to music in good ways and bad ways and anchored to it. So you remember, I used to have a song, a friend of mine died many years ago, and there was a song played at the funeral. Now, once upon a time, I'd start tearing up right now because I was anchored to that song. If that song come on, I'd cry. I'm sweet now because I've worked out why, but you can get anchored to that. So if you're going to have music that you like, that links you back to a time where you were partying or something like that, or an ex, or like I say, with mine, on a deeper level, is at a funeral of a friend, you got to remember, you got to be careful with what you do. I hear so many people, yeah, this is my favourite song, and it's like a song that they used to listen to in a pub when they were drunk. It takes them back to that time. So what do they go looking for? They remember that time, and it's not every time they were drunk they were happy. So there's a little tip for you, a little bit of gold. But yeah, the hard style for me is something I connect with. There's a lot of, and it's not full on all the time. Like I say, as some of the brothers on the last retreat found out on one of our car rides, there was a lot of words in it and a lot of story in it that really connected with all of us. Like about taking steps, about being that warrior, about releasing that inner spirit or that inner child and moving forward. And that's with me with music. That's where I get the connection from. Yeah, there's like some dance beats in there that I absolutely love, but to have that into the melody, into the words, it just matches him. Yeah, and that's it. I hope that answers your question there. And that's something, like I say, in Steve's Max Better Way, I share some of my tracks, and I think it scares a few people away. But if they took the time to really listen to it, or to see my message and how I do things and how it has changed my life, they might understand that there's something there they can connect with, and that would help them too. So music's massive. Music is really massive. What are we rocking here? Nearly 40 minutes. No worries, Sam, man. Yeah, absolutely. And I know some of you can agree on this with the music thing. And it's not only music, it's thoughts and all that. And what the comment was before, what we focus on, you're fine. So if you've got that song or whatever, or that thought all the time that comes up that's linked to something from your past, you keep, yeah, no worries, Lee. Yeah, you keep focusing on that thought. That's always going to come up. Or like I say, you've got that emotion that you've got that you can't clear, but you know it's there and you keep thinking about it. Of course it's going to come up. By doing these daily steps, but by getting up in the morning, doing your success priming, going through your day with this positivity about yourself, this full self-belief in yourself, and ending your day, emptying out, and then really before you go to bed, you've had the empty out. There's other steps you take. You get excited about your next day. You tell yourself what you're going to do the next day. It's all in a package has been like life-changing for me. It really has. And someone said their lyrics tell a story. Absolutely. Lyrics in anything, and lyrics and self-talk and language to yourself as well. It's so important. And that's what I like. The music resonates with me. The words in it, they just resonate with where I'm at. And that's pretty cool. I love sharing that. That's something I really do love sharing, because it's something I've been able to interlink into my way, how I go about my days, and really getting to connect on an emotional level. That's huge for me. I'd love you to take some of that on board. Now, without going on any further, you've been absolutely awesome in this. I'd feel it as a disservice if I didn't give you any more info. I really would. I really want to share a lot more of what has changed my life. Yes, this is day-to-day stuff, but there's a lot more deeper stuff that I'm wanting to share. So what I'm going to do tonight, I think it's night time where you guys are. I hope you've loved this, but I'm opening up a 30-minute session for me, and this is only for 7 people. 30 minutes with me one-on-one. I'm going to go deeper, like way deeper, seeing where you're at, seeing what you need to work on, and telling you how I've got through these things, giving you guys some steps. 30 minutes one-on-one. What do we got? Sent a message. I've got a message there. Oh, wow. That's a long message there, 10. I might get to that at the end. I'm just going to rock with this little thing because I've got something that's pretty cool going on. Yeah, no, that's cool. I love the interaction too, guys. This has been absolutely amazing. I've been on Zooms and stuff before where people just sit there and they're just like, ugh. And what do you think I get out of that? Bugger all. So this is awesome. I am so grateful for you guys getting involved in this. It really is awesome. But back to it. This is what I'm offering now. I'm opening up 7 spots. There's like half an hour one-on-one for me. And the way my world goes now to fit these in for you guys, I've had to make a lot of things change. And this is why I do it, because I am so passionate about sharing what has changed my life. So 7 spots. I'm going to share the link after this, but you have to get in. Just send me a private message. Hit me up. I know there's a couple of messages already come through, which is awesome. But this is just going to be like one-off, one-on-one with me, half an hour. Going through these steps if you want to know more questions on a deeper level, and really showing you how this has just expanded my world, my vision to be able to help people across the world. To come from where I was like existing. And existing, yes, I was earning money, but to be able to push that aside, to be able to really work on myself, but then to be able to share my message or develop my message, to find a light purpose, to have clarity in what I'm doing every day, to be able to communicate with everyone, to be able to do this webinar like I have now, to have high energy every day. Money ain't everything, absolutely. But the problem with the world is money's first on everyone's mind. But for me to realize that wasn't it, there's certain steps you got to take, there's certain things you got to do to work away from that. Money's the currency of the world, guys. I didn't even want to drift in this, but it's so important. But for me to realize that and to be able to take these steps away, to be able to add value to people, to be able to be a service to people, to be able to contribute, I'll spit it out back to you guys and everyone out there, sharing my message with the world. It's something I've just become so passionate about. It really is. Like, it gets me emotional now, because I think about where I've come from by just doing these things, doing these steps, using these strategies. It just blows my mind. And that's why I'm so super grateful for you guys getting on here and getting involved with this. So back to it, 7 spots, half an hour with me one-on-one. I'm super excited about this because I'm changing the world with what I'm doing, with my message. And I have got so much self-belief going forward. I want to guide you guys through whatever you're going through, wherever you've got to balance up. This is what I'm passionate about. So get on board, send me a private message. I'm going to say thank you so much for getting on this tonight. I have absolutely loved this. I'm going to be rocking these all the time now, because there's nothing that I am more excited about sharing my story to inspire you guys. So thank you, guys. Tan, I'll send you a private message to answer your message. Any other messages you got from this, guys, flick them through to me as a private message. This has been amazing. This has been awesome. Your energy is unbelievable. Gets me pumped. Thank you. 45 minutes on the dot. I'll see you guys next time. Mm.